Give it up for Doug Giles, please.
Don't touch my nipple, man. Hold on. That's a man-free zone.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, if there's anybody in the media that are listening right now, the Second Amendment is not about us or our founders putting the bam to Bambi, okay? Our founders were not worried about losing their right to hunt ducks, even though we should be, because you're not even a squirrel turd if you think that the left doesn't want to ban hunting guns and us hunting. Yeah, and they also weren't sweating it about us being able to shoot skeet. That's not why the founders wrote that little ditty many moons ago. Speaking of shooting skeet, did you see that photograph?
Oh, yeah.
What about the smoke rising from the top of the shotgun barrel on one side of the port only? That looked like they were electing a pope, not shooting skeet. Unbelievable. Looked like me back when I was at Texas Tech University wailing on a bong. I haven't seen a photo that was that doctored since, or I haven't seen anything that's been that doctored since Pamela Anderson's Hooters. Now, the Second Amendment was crafted, like I said, many moons ago, and it focused not on hunting or sporting clays. It focused on not being subjugated by some snaggletooth jackass.
There you go.
Whether it was back in their day or fast forward into the future in our day, they crafted that little beautiful ditty to keep foreign tyrants at bay. And you know what? It's worked. Right. And it's kept foreign armies. They freak out and they think about attacking America because they know behind every blade of grass lays a what? Lays a gun, lays a rifle, man.
Gun lives there.
Yeah, so what you guys know this, I'm just preaching to the choir, just having a little fun. So what the tyrannical dipsticks did is, what they couldn't do via brute force, they're now doing through this thing called creeping tyranny. A little here, a little there, a little law here, a little law there, a little fiat by fiat, command by command, until the American frog is completely boiled and we're sitting over there with our holsters empty because they've convinced us through emotion, standing on the graves of children, that we should give up some gun that some lunatic dillweed used to kill children.
That's right.
It ain't gonna happen, not on my watch, and I can feel it here. It's not gonna happen there.
That's right.
I tell you what, when legislators, like they did in Colorado, try to convince the people that the Remington 870 and its semi-automatic brother, the 1100, is now an assault weapon, we should throw that pussy off a cliff. We got to wake up, folks. When Feinstein, like I said, when she stands on the graves of children before the bodies were even cooled in Sandy Hook, they start yarbling about how bad the assault weapons ban is. We got to hit back with facts and say, if you want to ban what really kills people here in the United States, you need to go to Black & Decker and ban hammers, and you need to go to Home Depot and ban axe handles, because that kills more than any assault weapon ban year after year after year. Or any assault weapon, rather. Yeah. Y'all understand what I mean, right? Yeah. Hey, by the way, in regards to the assault weapon ban, again, this is for the press. Check this out. When it was enacted in 1994 through 2004, guess what spiked? School shootings. Workplace violence. You don't believe me? Google it when you get home. And we're talking about banning stuff, and the left is trying to do a gun grab. I'm all about banning high-capacity things, but here's what I want to ban. I want to ban high-capacity idiots, not high-capacity magazines. Did you guys see the school photo of Adam Lanza? With that Mo Howard haircut, that Charlie Manson glare into the camera. Here the kid is, lighting his armpits on fire, pulling the legs off frogs, giggling when girls get raped and guys get killed on television. And his mother says, hey, I know how to fix this guy. Let's take him out to the gun range. How about put him on medical marijuana? How about get him into hacky sack or Nerf ball or something that won't kill people? Ban the high-capacity idiotic mothers and the high-capacity idiotic kids and the drug companies that fuel these kids with a ton of dope and then send these undisciplined narcissists with a histrionic disorder out into the public after they've been trained with Call of Duty videos and they know how to use Granny's Glock. Unbelievable, folks. And hey, also, when we're talking about listening to the left and what they say will solve our nation's violent problems, what did the DHS tell us a couple of months ago? Use scissors. If there's, all right, I got a plan. I can't believe these people have jobs. I got a plan, man. All right, if a mass murderer comes in, what you do is get a pair of scissors and gig him. Exactly. Wait till he dumps his magazine and then gig him. But if we have any teachers in the crowd, you know that you can't even have a sharp pair of scissors in school. You got those rounded plastic protected tips. Then they tell the men, and there's a ton of men out here, I can smell you from up here. Then they tell the men this: crawl under the desk and hide in the fetal position. Yeah, why don't you just wet your pants also?
There you go.
What kind of crap is that?
Stupid.
You know, here's what the DHS needs to tell them. This is what Wisconsin sheriffs have told them. This is what Miami. I don't know if you guys know who my oldest daughter is. It's Hannah Giles. She came up with the acorn sting and played the prostitute and saved us $8.5 billion. Here's what the cops told us when we were getting death threats from Acorn. Here's what they told us. Hey, we can't get here quick enough, so you got any guns? I'm not going to hell yeah from Texas. I came out of my mother's womb with a Winchester 94. Buckhorn sights. He said, good. He said, you're going to need it? You're going to, because we can't get there quick enough. I live in a small enclave in Dade County called Aventura. The police can't rock up there fast enough. By the time they get there, the damage is done. By the time people arrive at Sandy Hook and you're hiding under the desk and all that other stuff, the damage is done. The average response time for police, and I love the police, but they can come and descend in Black Hawk helicopters driving Vipers with ninja capabilities. And by the time they get there, it's time for the body bags, and it's time to draw chalk outlines. But you know what? The average response time of my Airlight 357 Smith & Wesson is 1,200 feet per second, and I double tap center mass that jackass, and it's over. Now, I shall finish with this. 2,000 years ago, there's this guy named Jesus. Y'all ever heard of him? Yeah. Before he was nailed to the cross and then resurrected, which really screwed things up for El Diablo, the ACLU, and Rosie O'Donnell. Jesus pulled his boys aside, and they look pretty much like you guys, rough, cussing fishermen. And he told them this. He said, you know what? I'm about to leave now, and it's going to get rough for you guys, so here's what you got to do. You got to sell your jacket and get a sword. Now, granted, it wasn't a Sig Sauer, but they didn't have that kind of apparatus in that day. It wasn't an AR-15, but it was a lethal weapon. It was not a QVC decorative claymore to commemorate the time when he and the 12 best friends that anyone could have shared together over the last 3 years. Jesus told them to get a 12 to 18-inch dagger in order not to cut bagels and spread cream cheese. He didn't tell them to get a bag of sand and blow it into an intruder's eyes. He says, get a dagger, get a 12 to 18-inch dagger that was used for killing animals and tapping lungs in people that had bad intentions for his disciples and buddies. So, ladies and gents, when politicians, movie stars, and anti-Second Amendment activists try to get us to lay down our arms, give up our guns, and rely upon them for self-defense, say, you know, I would, that sounds all great and everything, but I can't because Jesus commanded me to carry a deadly weapon. Now, he told his boys in the first century a sword, but in our modern day context, I'm thinking a Remington 870, get a Remington 700 in 308, and maybe a Ruger Smith & Wesson 38 wheel gun, and you're pretty much stacked for the Armageddon special.
That's right.
God bless America! Woo! Oh, go to clashdaily.com, damn it.
Already did.